Team one. Okay, if you are ready, team one, please start. Who is in team one?
Can you explain?
Yeah, Hasib, go ahead. So your
All
timer is.
right. So here we are. Can you guys listen?
Yes, I can. I can. We
Yes,
can.
yes,
Please,
we can listen.
please go ahead.
All right. So I think go ahead with fundamentals and initiation.
Okay.
Yeah, we had another
Okay.
person that
Yeah, I will start from the fundamentals. In fundamental, we have two business need assessment, then business case, and in business case we have business values, tangible, intangible, then benefit cost, and cost benefit ROI, payback period, NPV, and IR, and then business management plan, then OPA. In OPS, we have policies and procedures, LLR. Then EEF. EEF is pastel, political, economical, socio-economical, technical, legal, and environmental. Then we have project organization. In project organization, we have two things. In projectized, functional and metrics. And metrics, we have strong metrics, weak metrics, and balanced metrics. And then we have PMIs.
yeah.
So next, go down, go down.
Initiation didn't say.
Okay.
We
So
said
in
initiation.
initial, we have project charter.
Yeah.
Yes, go up.
Yeah, here. Can you see?
Yeah, in initiation, we have project charter. In project charter, we have budget, scope, schedule, constraints, and stakeholders, and then AL and SR.
Yes. All right. I take it from there. Then we go to the planning one we have. As in the planning one, the first one we take is the scope. And for the project scope, we have four types: iterative, incremental, fixed, and agile. And then in agile, we have four values of agile. There are 12 principles. And then we have the information radiators, the agile charter, and the estimation techniques that we use. For the practices, we have some of them Scrum, XP, Kanban, and Lean. Scrum then has artifacts, ceremonies, and roles, three roles, five ceremonies, and three artifacts. The artifacts are product backlog, sprint backlog, product increment. Ceremonies, there are sprints, which should be 1 to 4 weeks. Sprint planning, where we review the product backlog with the product owner and do the prioritization. Daily stand-ups shouldn't be longer than 15 minutes. Just tell what was done, what will we do, and any impediments. Sprint review, the customer meets for the demo. We have the accepted requirements goes to the product increment, rejected goes to the product backlog. Sprint retro is a stage for to check what could be improved, what could we make better. Then we set the stage, gather the data, generate the insight, take the decision, and close the retro. There are three roles: product owner, scrum master, and the dev team and the agile team. In the scrum team, the practices we have XP, Kanban, and Lean. Kanban, we have the cycle time and the lead time. Cycle is where a requirement goes from the to do till the end. Lead time is when it starts and it goes to the end. Then we have the information radiators to show out the information to potential stakeholders and the teams. This is task board. You can use task board. Kanban, which has the WIP limit, which shows the bottlenecks. Then we have the burn up and the burn down charts. In the charter, we have the roadmap, which is decomposed into releases, which is further decomposed into sprints, and then deliverables, which are the user stories. We use the lightweight estimation technique because the requirements are not clear and the scope could be variable. So in Agile, we use the lightweight estimation, which could be either ideal odds, which is not least likely, affinity, which is called T-shaped sizing, and Fibonacci series, which is mostly used, which is poker planning and the Delphi technique, where the Scrum Master takes the lead. Then we have the then we go to the stakeholder management plan. So the next one. Yes, the next one.
In stakeholder management plan, we have classification, like we have practices like stakeholder identification. Stakeholder identification, we have sponsor, SME, focal group, WS, OPA, EF, interviews, and the PCs. Then we have classification of stakeholders, that upward, downward, internal, external. Then we have a prioritize. In prioritize, we have the three branches like seal diagram, stakeholder cube, power matrix, power interest matrix. In power interest matrix, we have high power, high interest. which are again classified that in high power and high stress we manage closely. High power and low interest we keep satisfied. High power and high interest keep informed, and low power, low interest we watch list. We will be in the watch list. Then we have a stakeholder management engagement plan. In engagement plan, we have a stakeholder engagement matrix. In a stakeholder engagement matrix, we have unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, and leading. And then we have a communication management plan. In communication management plan, we have 4R, that right person. We have to give information to right person, right time, right information, and right impact. And then communication type, we have in communication type we have pull, push, interactive, and communication model we have encode, decode. And then
The team?
yes, should I explain the team? Okay.
Yeah.
So in team we have a team management plan, then a team charter. In team charter we have conflicts, values, decisions, ground values, and decision making. So in conflict we have conflict management plan. Conflict management plan consists of 5 stages. Level 1, which is problem solving. Level 2, disagreement. And level 3, contest or win lose situation. And level 4 is crusade. In level 5 we have something another. And conflict in conflict management strategies we have win-win situation, win-loss situation, loss-win situation, and loss-loss situation. Then values. And then in team we have Tuckman diagram. In Tuckman diagram we have formation of team like forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjoring. And then for the motivation of the team, we have some theories like McLaren theory, Maslow's theory, expectancy theory, and Eisenberg's halo effect, and XY theory. Then in a resource management plan, we have 4M like manpower, and machinery, material, and money. Then RMP. In RMP, we have resource calendar, RCI, that and RAM, and reward and recognition, and training in plans.
Yes,
So
and
I
then
think
that is done. So I can move forward with the quality. In the quality plan, we make the quality management plan, and the quality management plan, we need to plan for benchmarking the cost of confirmation and cost of non-conformity, and then the quality metrics, which can be KPISP or CPI, and then in the execution we have the QA, which has the audit, and in the control we have inspection, where after the inspection we see if it's verified, deliverable, or we create a CR if it's unverified. The quality tools, we have checklist, check sheet, sampling. Sampling again could be statistic, randomized. There are scatter diagrams, histograms, Pareto chart, fishbone, and control chart. And then the histogram as another quality tool. For the procurement, anyone?
Yeah, so I'll take for the procurement. Procurement management plan comes with the make or buy source selection criteria. In the scope, we have two fixed and variables. Variable will come for the firm fixed price contract, FFPC with incentive fee, fixed price adjustment, time and material contract. When variables will come for the fixed fee and reimbursement fee, fixed fee plus RF and incentives. Award. The next is a procure statement of work. In procurement, again, come for the execution. And is the RFI, RFP, RFQ. And the next is a bidders conference will come to evaluate bidders, select, and product deliveries. So the next is a monitoring and control deliverables. Is inspect, again divided into 2 parts. Good, make some make payment. Then not it is a win-win situation, contract, mediator, or going to court.
Yeah, and then for the baseline, anyone for the baselines? Guys, anyone for the baselines? Or I can take it. And in the scope baseline, we have the requirement traceability metrics, where we put the requirements that come from the product requirements into project. Then we have the requirements documentation, kind of similar for the requirements, and the scope management plan, where we give the product scope, the work breakdown structure. And the work breakdown structure has these things: main deliverable, the control accounts, planning package, work package, and WBS dictionary. The composition of PSS, WBS, and dictionary, that becomes the scope baseline. And then the work package, which is the smallest item in the scope, then comes as an input for the schedule, where we actually distinguish it in activity list, activity attributes, and milestone list. Activity attributes, we need to see the relation between activities where it's first to start, first to finish. What was it? Yeah, FTF, STF, start to finish and finish to start. And then the dependencies, we have mandatory, discretionary, internal and external amongst the activities. Then for the estimation of activities, we use these estimation techniques, which is analogous parametric bottom-up 3-point. 3-point has triangular distribution diagram of the beta distribution. The duration of activities we calculate with something called network diagram, which has where we need to calculate the critical path, and then the critical path along with that becomes the schedule baseline. And then the schedule, we try to emphasize on schedule reduction technique based on the sponsor. Then we have crashing, fast tracking, and resource optimization. The resource optimization, there are two types: resource leveling and resource smoothing. For the cost, we have the cost management plan where we have the contingency reserves, the project budget, which is the overall reserve that we have on the budget, and then the funding limit reconciliation. For monitoring, we use earned value analysis, then there is a concept of schedule variance, and then the cost variance as well. We came up till this point. We couldn't actually include the risk. We just put like a topic here as of risk. So this is kind of our apprehension.
This is the complete?
No, this is not complete. The risk
Yes,
is
sir.
No, this is this is complete from your side, I mean.
yeah, this is
Yes,
complete from our side. Yes.
Very well done, very well articulated, very good time managed. I really like how Hasib took the role of a scrum master and convinced everyone. Now, with the group one doing this, you guys have set a bar for the next team. Very well done. Round of applause. Very well done.
Thank
team.
you.
A beautiful
you.
mind map and beautiful
you.
time management.
Thank
I
you.
hope the same thing can be done for the next team. Okay, Hasib. Team
Exactly.
two.
Thank
Team two, please share your your mind map. Team two. Team two. Mohsin, Sadiq Imam, Ali, who was making in team two?
Ali will share the screen here.
Please, Ali, share your screen.
Yes, sure.
Please start.
Okay.
Your time has already started. Please.
Yeah. So we started with the fundamentals, key project activities, where we have business value. Business value can be of two types: tangible and intangible. Tangible means related to money, and intangible is related to the brand recognition, etc. Then we have time and money. Then other thing is need assessment. In need assessment, we have business documents like business case and benefit management plan. Right. Then we have stakeholders. First thing is a stakeholder register. We identify the stakeholders. We understand their requirements. We classify. In classification, we divide into like upward stakeholders, downwards, and sidewards. Then we have prioritized stakeholders with respect to power interest grid. And then further we divide them into types, how to manage them. There are like 4 types: manage closely, keep informed, keep satisfied, and watch list. Then we have stakeholder queue, which is again a salience model with respect to power, urgency, and legitimacy. Then other thing is stakeholder engagement metrics. It's like current engagement level to the desired level. So there can be of 5 types: unaware, resistant, supportive, leading, and neutral. All right. Then we have communication. In communication, we have a communication management plan. In communication, we have a communication management plan. We have 4 R: right info to the right people, to the right time, to the right impact. And then in communication, we have different communication methods. like push communication, pull, or interactive. Then in communication, we have mentioned managed communication. Communication can be passed on through by the CMP. Then we have a monitoring communication, and then we have a communication channel and management director to guide the formula. We have teams, like types of teams.
Ali, shall I proceed? Teams?
Sorry?
Teams, shall I expand?
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Yeah, next topic is teams. So teams we classified co-top, visual, physical team, and ground rules and team charter. The needs assessment. Then next we're coming to the type of team that we put it 5 categories. One is a forming, that is for project manager direction. Then for storming. Can you little zoom? I would be able to read.
Yes. So
The storming. So team have a conflict, project manager, coach, and EQ and motivation, stories, conflict management. In that we subdivision we put it. So Abraham Michaels, heresy and law, unless the lower needs are not satisfied, then headburns, then expectancy theory, then theory X and theory Y, then McClellan theory of achievements, power, achievements and affiliations. Then we come to 5 stages of conflict. So problem to solve, disagreements, then contest, then crusade and valve war. Then again we come to concern. So matrix for the win-win and win-lose and lose-win and lose-lose. Go for next. So in that next one is for storming, then norming. So project manager act as a mentor. Then next category for the performing. So ideal stage and PM delegating the work to others. Then adjourning, that PM will coach for and mentor. Sorry. Next for RASI model and RAM. So who can do what work? It is 2 divided for resource calendar and resource management plan. Then in the team, we go it for the.
No, this is done. Team is done.
Yeah. Now team is done.
For the, so, team is done. Yeah, team is done. I think now Santosh.
You go for agile.
Explain agile. Yeah.
Can you go on top? Can you go on top? Yeah.
Guys, I'm not hearing you.
You start from agile.
Agile, yeah. Agile, yeah. This agile is agile is a mindset. Agile is based on the 4 principles and 4 values and 12 principles. So here 4 values individual and interactions over process and tools, working software over documents, customer collaboration, contract negotiation, and responding to change or plan. So these are the 4 values and 12 principles. So here in agile we have planning, vision, like a roadmap and releases. In the releases we have sprints or iterations, which is like 1 to 4 weeks or 2 weeks, and we have stand-up meeting for 15 minutes. And we have next is a Scrum. We have Scrum. Under the Scrum we have 3 roles and 5 events and 3 documents. Under the roles, we have 3 roles. One is the product owner. So he is also called as a voice of the customer, and he understands the business requirements. He understands the products. And next is the dev team. How work is done, what work will be done will be decided by the development team. And next is the Scrum Master. And next we have 5 events, ceremonies. In the 5 events, first event is a sprint, which is 1 to 4 weeks. And next is a sprint planning. Here a sprint backlogs, things produced in the sprint or the sprint goal that will be shared to the customer. And we have daily stand-up meeting or Scrum meeting. Here what we did yesterday, what we are going, and what are the blocks, what are the impediments. This will be discussed in the daily stand-up meeting. And next is the sprint review. In the sprint review, we have like product owner, customer, and team. Everybody will, Scrum Master, they look at the work and either they accept it or they reject it. This happens in the sprint review. And next is the in the sprint review, like here the work a user the work is nothing but the user stories. So your product owner will accept, or if it's accept, it goes to the product increment. If you reject, it goes to the product backlog. So this is the sprint review. Next is sprint retrospective. All the things we discuss, everything in the sprint retrospective. So the sprint retrospective goes into the 5 stages. So to reflect our work done, is what kind of work you have done, so that all things will be discussed here. So first is set a stage and gather the data, generate insight, means RCA will be done, and we decide on the improvements and we close the retrospective. So this is about the sprint retrospective. And next is 3 documents. So here we have product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. So these are the 3 documents. In the product backlog, so here we the list of requirements, we get the requirements. There is nothing but the user stories. So in the product backlog, so all the user stories will be listed here. So the user stories will be based on the that will be based on their like estimated, and they are like small, and this all user stories will be collected by the product owner, and he will discuss with the stakeholders and put them into the product backlog, and they will go into the like high value or high risk. So based on the prioritization, there is a must go, like must have, what must have, should have, could have. So based on that 100 points, those product backlogs and requirements, it will go to the next estimation level. So there will be estimation techniques are there. That is like affirmative estimation techniques, Fibonacci series, or like wideband Delphi, and there are different techniques. So this will be used for prioritization. And next is like product like last one is product increment. If whenever the product is accepted, it will go to the product increment. And last one is like we have different types of things, like lean, wastage removal, XP, pair programming, and information radiators, burn-up, burn-down charts, task boards, and Kanban. That's it from Agile. And next one is what is the next?
Risk
Communication.
risk. I'm handing over to Canon, right?
Yeah, risk. Okay. No problem. I will take it up.
Yeah, will come by risk. Risk we have segregated as a positive. It is called opportunity. It is negative. It is mean that threats. Then we have for probability multiply impact. Then we come to risk management plan. We have type of organizations, that is a risk averse, then risk seekers, then risk neutral. Then come back to risk type of risk that we called as a risk threshold, then RPRE and RA. That's it due to time constraint.
That's it. Okay, not bad, not bad. So well done. I would say that good job, but
Thank you.
never say me again time constraint. I'm very sensitive about that. But good job. Very well done. You already knew
Thank you, everyone.
what was your time. You already knew. Good. Okay. So very well done, team two. I really appreciate how you did that. Each step was very good, very well articulated, and yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, let's go with the team three. Please, team three, Khaled, Ibrahim, Said, and the team. G, team three, please start sharing your mind map. Your time has started. Team three,
Ryan, please share this.
yeah, please start. Your time is running, brother.
Yes. Shall we start? Shall I start?
Yeah, your time
Yes,
is
sir,
already
please.
running. Please.
Yeah, can you share your screen.
Who was sharing the screen? It stopped. No,
Ibrahim, I think
Ibrahim, I think please share your
Ibrahim,
screen.
your
Yes.
screen is again stopped. Please share your screen.
Yes, I want to share, sir, but something.
Click the green arrow. It will be shared.
Yes.
Ibrahim, don't worry. Just click the green arrow. Ibrahim,
Yes, sir. I am listening, sir, but
click the green arrow. What is the problem you are having?
It was already shared. The screen was shared during the. Ibrahim, you can. Okay.
Please continue, guys.
yes. So can you just take it little bit below? Just scroll down. Let's start with the initiation part. Yes. Yeah. Just go down. Just go down. The PMP, the point from where we started.
The process part.
Yes. Yeah. So the PMP is at the center, which is at basically the project management plan. But the left-hand side, we are showing the initiation, like the pre-project part, wherein the business need arises. The sponsors, there is a business need with the sponsor, and for that he prepares he has two documents, which is kind of a business case or business value document, and the benefit management plan. So business case or the business document helps him in terms of from monetary perspective, and monetary perspectives can be can be a tangible and intangible, whereas the whereas the benefit management plan, it is basically on the basis of the benefit to cost ratio. So business so on the basis, just go down. No. Correct, at this place. So can you just scroll down to the place where please stay here. Yes. So here once the business document are prepared, and the project is basically the project charter is prepared over here, which is the very initiation part of the entire project. So here the project starts. Now we will talk about the project part. So here in project part, we have the various process groups like initiation, planning, executing, monitoring and control, and the closure part. So what we have done is we have classified into like the initiation part. Project charter is created, are identified, and the assumption logs are created basically. So in stakeholder identification, while identifying the stakeholder, the basic output of that is the stakeholder register. So therefore, once the initiation part is completed with the project charter, on the basis of the project charter, then the next process initiates, which is the project management plan. So basically here in the project management plan, it starts with the integrated project management plan. Integrated project management plan, we mean to say is that it is all the knowledge, all the plans plans of all the knowledge area, when those are combined, those combined and unified, those become the integrated project management plan. Say, for example, we can see in the mind map, like here it will show, Ibrahim, you can just scroll down through the knowledge areas that we had shown. Yeah, correct. So now here, yeah, you can stay over here. So here, if you can see, we have classified the project management plan for different knowledge areas, which is scope management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, procurement management plan, resource management plan. So like this, we have classified it. So one of the knowledge area in the planning process, if we take, we can take up with this scope management plan. Now, scope management plan comprises of the collect requirements, wherein basically the documents, wherein basically the requirements are collected. And we have the tools that are used for collecting the requirements are the expert judgments, then meetings, fine, meetings are there, and these are the tools basically. And the output of the collect requirement is the final requirement documentation and the requirement traceability matrix. Now, out of this requirement documentation, which is the output of collect requirement, we define the scope out of the requirements that we have taken. And once the scope is defined, the output of this defined scope is the scope statement. Once the scope statement is defined, then we do then the next stage basically is the create WBS, wherein we break the work items into activities. And out of that, the output of the WBS is the scope baseline, which actually comprises of the work breakdown structure, the work breakdown WBS dictionary, and the scope statement. So once basically once the scope statement is scope baselines are created. Similarly, there are multiple other scope baselines like schedule baseline, cost baselines. These are the three major baselines. And similarly, similar classification for planning is done in schedule. In the activities, it starts with the define activities, and then thereafter sequencing those activities, and then the activity duration, and thereafter developing the schedule.
Can
I will take it from here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the communication management plan.
Yeah.
So in the communication management plan, we identify that how important the information will be communicated to the stakeholders throughout the project, and it also determines that how they will be receiving that communication and how those people will receive it. So in the communication management plan, the first thing are the 4 R's of the communication. That is the right information to be passed on the right time to the right people, which has the right impact. And we have the communication models, for instance, the pull communication, the push communications, interactive communications, and for instance, the pull communication, whether, if we want something and we ask for it, and the push communication are the communication that, we don't need it directly. And the interactive communication is the two-way communication, where it's actually the mixture of both the push and the pull. We have the communication models, for instance, encode, decode, like the sender and the receiver, and there is noise if there is some issue that arises during that communication. We have other things, for instance, the diversity culture, the cultural, the political problems that are also being part of the communication management plan. And
apart from that, managing and monitoring the communication is also part of the communication management plan. So, but just one thing I would like to add here before we can go towards the stakeholder management. I think we haven't had much of it here. Obviously, just would like to add some part for the stakeholder management plan that we first of all we need to identify the stakeholders and it is something which is going throughout the project, and then we document them into the stakeholder register, and then we classify those stakeholders, we prioritize those stakeholders through the power matrix that we had discussed, that high interest and low power, low interest, high power, high interest, and etc. And then we have the salience diagram to understand the power and the urgency and the legitimacy of these stakeholders, which we also call the stakeholder cube. And then we have the stakeholder engagement plan, which in the planning phase we are making, which has the strategies, whether, what type of stakeholder that we have, unaware, resistance, neutral, supportive, or leading. So that is the stakeholder part and stakeholder management plan. Didas, you can add. I think you would like to add something.
Yeah. Can you go with the schedule, please? Yeah. While we have a complete scope and management plan available for the stakeholders, we'll be moving to the cost management plan also available with us, and the quality management plan. As per the planning, we did the cost plan estimate. We did the cost estimation based on the concept of analog estimation. We have then by the method we adopt the determination of the budget, and after the budget we allocate that, and then we have. Can you go down to the WBS of the schedule achievement? Schedule achievement. Yeah. Here actually when we have the activities, we will first of all will be making that WBS, and we'll be assigning to the scope to the WBS, and the estimation of the duration of activities will be planned under the WBS. Then we have a sequence of the activities that we could have. We could have what activities would come first and the second. Then we have the activities basically predecessor. We will be deciding the dependencies of the activities as finish to start, start to finish, and finish to finish, and then start to finish. Then as identification of the activities, we see the sequence of the activities while we are opening any of the equipment. Then we have a sequence of how the system would work from the permit from to the execution of the whole activities. Then the schedule development complete. When we'll complete that schedule attainment, then schedule development complete. Then we'll be referring to the monitoring and control. When we'll plan, can we go to the monitoring and control part, please? Ibrahim. Yeah. And once we complete this schedule process, then after that, there is a monitoring and control process would start. We'll be doing the monitoring and control of the whole overall project. We'll validate the scope and control the scope, then control the schedule as we plan the activities according to that. Then for the control, we will do the variance analysis. We'll do the plan versus actual activities analysis. Then we have a quality control, how the activities qualitatively measured and controlled by the field people, by the job pack. Then we have a control resources, how the resources, we do the resource leveling. We have a method to implement by allocating them.
Kashif Saab, sir, when the clock is up, the clock is up, sir. When the clock is up, the clock is up. You can hear the clock saying time's up, right?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well done, team three. Very well done. I really like your mind map. I really like one of the thing I really like that everyone in that team who wanted to add value, like in I want to do, I want to do. So that was something I really liked it. Okay, now team four, team four. Okay, team four. Vidya was there, and that too team and other people
Yeah,
also.
from team 4, Renuka will be sharing the screen.
Sharing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Renuka, go ahead.
Let me know if you're able to see the screen.
Renuka, your time starts now.
Yeah, Farah, please go ahead with fundamental.
Sure. Renuka, could you zoom in a little bit, please?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're starting off with PMP as a whole, and I will be covering the fundamentals. In fundamentals, can you move up a little bit, Renuka, please? No, yeah, that's great. Thank you. So we start off with a project as a whole, and we define a project which has a fixed time. It has a start and an end date, and it's done because we want to increase business value. In the initiation, we're talking about creation of a project charter, the assumption log, and the stakeholder register. In the planning, we're talking about the planning life cycle, which can be predictive, agile, iterative, or incremental. And then we move on to cover the execution, monitoring and control, closing, which are different phases of the project life cycle. Then coming down to the pre-project planning, which is where the project actually starts off, we have the two main business documents, which are the business case and the benefit management plan. Here we're talking about a needs assessment, which we do as a pre-project planning exercise, where we identify the tangible benefits and the intangible benefits. The tangible benefits are in the business case, and the intangible benefits come into the business management plan. Both of these documents are created before its initiated. And then we move on to define what a portfolio is. A portfolio consists of the programs, the projects, and the operation. The programs is a combination of projects, and we also have the operation. Now, we're talking about different kind of organizations here. We have projectized, functional, and matrix organizations. The matrix can be strong matrix, weak matrix, or balanced matrix. If not specified, most organizations are balanced matrix. Then we also defined the PMO, which is the Project Management Office. It can be of three types: a directive, a controlling, or a supportive type. In the fundamental topic, we also covered things like the EEF, which is the Enterprise Environmental Factors. Those cover the PESTEL, which is the political, the economic, the social, the technical, the legal, and the environmental factors. They apply to the business environment and to the communication. We also have the OPA, which is the organizational process assets. Those include policies, procedures, tools, databases, lesson learned registers, etc. Now, coming down to the business value, I think I mentioned this already. Since we're talking about tangible, we cover the ROI, which is the return on investment, the IRR, which is the internal rate of return, the NPV, which is the net present value, and we talk about the present value or the payback period. So these are what define the benefit to cost ratio for the business case. This is what I would have covered in the fundamentals. Can we move on to someone else to take care of the next topic?
Okay. Ajay, who is taking Ajay?
So Jat, yeah, I will take.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in Agile, we have four values and 12 principles. In four values, the four values are individual and interaction over process and control, customer collaboration over the contract negotiation, responding to a change or following a plan, and working software over comprehensive documentation. And we have 12 principles. And can you go back to the original one? Yes.
1 second, I'll check. Something went on.
Can you go back to the?
Yeah, my mistake. I clicked on the. Sorry for that. Yeah, good.
I can't see the word one. The one which we prepared.
This is the one which we prepared. The roles event.
Renuka, we are not able to see the screen. This is probably the one which you had prepared before.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah,
This one?
correct.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And in Agile we have. Can you go down? We have different type of frameworks. In different type of frameworks, Scrum, Lean, Kanban, XP we have. And in this, we have Scrum, which is the part of PMP. And in Scrum, we have 3 roles, which is product owner, team, and Scrum Master. Scrum Master acts as the servant leader. He will be having the skill of servant leadership. And in Scrum, we have events. 5 events we have: sprint planning, sprint review, sprint retrospective, and daily stand-ups. In events, sprint, we have sprint planning. Sprint planning has the user stories, story points, and the velocity of the tip. And we have the calculation technique for the story points, which is ideal hours, and affinity technique, Fibonacci series. In user stories, we are prioritizing the user stories, which is the most should have, most have, should have, could have, would likely to have. And then we have in events, sprint review, we have 3 criteria, which is DOR, DOD, definition of done, and acceptance criteria, AC. In sprint retrospective, we have 5 stages, which is set the stage, gather data, generate insight, decide, and close. In sprint retrospective, it is called as also the lesson learned, which will be having these 5 stages. In Scrum, we have artifacts, which is documents. 3 documents we have: product backlog, product increment, sprint backlog. And sprint and there are information radiators, which are the task board, Kanban, power burn up chart, and burn down chart. And next we have the next topic, which is the stakeholder. Who is covering the stakeholder topics? You can.
I'm good to cover the stakeholder.
Yeah, please.
Under the stakeholder topic, first one is the identification of the stakeholder. We can identify the stakeholder by using different project charters, focus group discussion, workshops, OPA, and EEF. Then these identified stakeholders are put in the stakeholder register. Then there's a process to categorize the stakeholders. They are upward, downward, external, and sideward stakeholders. Then the identified stakeholders are prioritized. So we prioritize these through a power interest grid. So there is a high power, high interest. We manage closely. High power, low interest, keep them satisfied. High power, high interest, keep them informed. Low power, low interest, we keep them in the watch list. Then we can also prioritize through another tool that is called the stakeholder queue, and there is a silence model that we can use for prioritizing the stakeholder. Then there is a stakeholder engagement plan. So under this, we just know whether the stakeholders are unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, or leading towards the project that we are executing. So this is under the stakeholder topic. Okay, next is communication. Who would like to take?
Renuka, I think you can take communication. I'll take the team.
Yeah, no, we have other people. Somebody wants to take communication, or should I go ahead? Pratik?
Go ahead. Take communication. I'll take the team.
Okay, so in the communication, we have 4 R's. That is right information at right place to right people for right impact. And then we have communication method, where there are 3 types of communication method, that is push, pull, and interactive push is like advertisement, right? Pull is like effort is needed. You have to search, kind of like we are searching on the YouTube, and interactive. It's an interactive method. Okay, so that's it for communication. But there is something called as communication model, which we have not mentioned here, like noise, encode, and decode. That is missing here. That is for communication plan. Let's move to team charter.
Okay, so I'll take up the topic of teams. So once we have the team, the first thing that we do is to create the team charter. Now, what does the team charter include? It includes the ground rules, the values, vision, conflict, and decision. The revision 0 of the team charter is made by the project manager. However, the subsequent revisions to the team charter is updated by the team itself. Now, if we look into the team charter, one of the point is conflict management. And in conflict management, basically, we have the first part as stages of conflict. Now, there are 5 different stages of conflict. The level 1 is where the team is discussing, and it is an open forum, and everybody in the team is trying to solve the problem. The project manager need not interfere at this level. Level 2 is a point where there's a disagreement within the team. And here project manager needs to jump in to try and bring the conflict to level 1. Coming on to level 3 is where the teams gets into the fighting mode and starts to contest each other. This is where the PM has to try to de-escalate the issue to level 2 and further bring it to level 1. Level 4 is called as crusade. In this particular level, instead of saying you have done this, the team generally uses phrases like you people have done this. The 5th level of conflict is called as world war, where the team doesn't want to sit together. And in this particular case, PM has to separate the team and bring them down to level 4 of conflict. When they are at level 4 of conflict, PM needs to use diplomacy to bring them to level 3. Once the team is at level 3, PM needs to explain the vision to bring them to level 2. And once they are at level 2, PM has to resolve and try to de-escalate to bring it to level 1. Similarly, conflict management also has a few strategies. The strategies are classified by a matrix of win-win, win-lose, lose-lose, and lose-win. Also, we have another point of compromise. So whenever we talk about win-win, it is basically collaborating. Win-lose is about forcing or directing our opinion. Lose-lose is altogether trying to avoid the situation. And lose-win is trying to accommodate or smoothing the issue. Conflict management also has a point of motivational theories. So we have various motivational theories like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, wherein the very basic need is physiological needs. Then we have safety, belonging, self-esteem. And at the very top, we have self-realization or actualization. We have another theory which is called as Herzberg's theory, or a 2-factor theory, which talks about a topic like hygiene agent, which when increased will not motivate you, but if decreased will demotivate you. We have a theory called theory X, theory Y. Theory X says people don't want to work, and theory Y says you give them good infrastructure, by default people will work. Similarly, we have McLean's theory, expectancy theory, and halo effect. McLean's theory talks about power, achievement, and affiliation, which leads to motivation. Expectancy theory states that if we expect something, then we will take action on it. And halo effect is an effect wherein we perceive that if somebody is good in something, he will be definitely good in the other thing. Similarly, in teams, we also have voting methods, 4 voting methods: unanimity, majority, plurality, and autocratic. In teams, we also create a resource management plan. And the resource management plan, we can further have a Reiki matrix, which is responsible, accountable, whom to consult and whom to inform. The resource management plan also basically includes the budget for training.
Pratik, you can know the meaning of this when the times come.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Gee,
you,
very
team.
very well done, group. Very good job. I really loved it. Please give the extra time, very detailed and concise work. I understand, but the time is time, brother. A sprint, the entire agile work as a time box, the entire PMP work as a time box. Okay, very well done, team. For I really loved your work. Very well done. Renuka, very well managed as a Scrum Master. I really liked your job. Team 5.
Thank you.
Team 5. Last but not least. Ooh, looks good. Your time starts now.
All right. So, who wants to start from our team? Sagar or Danu?
Let me start, Liaquat.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Asanada. I belong to team number 5. So starting with the project. Okay, so Liaquat, if you scroll up a bit. Yeah, so I will be covering the fundamentals. Okay, at the at the start of the can you scroll up basically? Scroll up. So at the start of the project, we have 2 business documents. No, Liaquat, you need to follow the purple line.
Oh, you want to start from here because we have fundamentals down there as well. So that's
Yeah. So initially, at the start of the project, as we know that project is a temporary phase. We have a set end date. So we have 2 business document, which is one is BMP and other is business case. BMP is business management plan, other is business case. Business case, once business management plan and business case approved by sponsor, then we'll make project charter. Project charter has 5 things, which is initiation. Second thing is planning. Third is execution. Third is monitoring and control. And fourth is a closure phase. Okay, Liaquat, can you scroll down a bit? And on the left. Yeah. So depending on our scope, whether we have a fixed scope or we have change driven or adaptive, we have some methodologies. One is agile. Agile has 4 values, which is customer collaboration versus contract negotiation. Other is individuals and interaction over process and tools. Third is responding to change over following a plan. And fourth is working software. So in working software, we discussed that we need to make one MVP, which is minimum viable product. Whatever is ready, just bring into the market and show it to the customer. At principal, we have 12 principles in total. We have different practices for agile, in which one is Scrum, other is Kanban, and the third one is Lean. In Scrum, we have 3 roles. One is product owner, other is development team, and third is Scrum master. Product owner is basically the voice of customer. He prioritizes the requirements in. He prioritizes the requirements. In development team basically it's self-organized. He has the power to determine how much time it will take to finish one task. The role of Scrum Master is just the facilitator. He removes the roadblocks. He's a servant leader. The 3 artifacts of Scrum or the document is, one is product backlog, other is sprint backlog, and third one is product increment. We have 5 events and ceremonies in Scrum. One is a daily stand-up, like 15 minutes, normally same location, same time. The other is the sprint, which is normally 2 weeks, but it can be from 1 to 4 weeks. And the third event is sprint planning. The fourth event is a sprint review. In the sprint review, we normally show 100% completed user stories. If it is accepted by client and product owner, then it will be moved to product increment. If in case it is rejected by client or product owner, then it will move to product backlog. And then product backlog, we will check it in the next sprint. Other is a sprint retrospective. Sprint retrospective is basically the lesson learned, and it is basically attended by the team and the product owner. So and in Scrum, usually the user requirement is referred as user stories. And we normally, from user stories, we use the estimation method, which is light and estimation method. One is ideal, other is Fibonacci, and third one is affinity. And I think that's ideally if someone would like to take over from there. Thank you.
All right. So someone wants to go for the stakeholder management plan.
Okay, I'll do that. Do you hear me?
Okay, I'm going. Okay, Chiraz, you can go.
Okay, so in the stakeholder management plan, we start with the identification and the tools or the documents. We can see the sponsor, we interview the people, that is expert opinion. Then we have focus groups, and if the number of people we want are more, then we have facilitated workshop, assumption logs, and expert judgment, OPAs and EF. We consult and we refer all these documents to identify our stakeholders. Once we identify the stakeholders, then we add them in stakeholder registers, and then we have to prioritize them. When we are prioritizing them, we are looking at their power interest metrics, and then salience model and the direction of influence. Based on that, we want to keep an eye on them, how we have to monitor them. Then we have stakeholder assistant engagement metrics. And we see where is their current engagement level and what is our desired engagement level. So we see if it is unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, or leading. So we try to move the people from one stage to the next stage. That is our desire there. Okay, can you zoom in a little?
Zoom out, you mean?
Yeah, okay. So anybody can take the cost management now.
All right, so who wants to take from our team the cost management?
Guys, who is doing that? Guys, who is doing the cost management part? Shall I do?
Let me do.
Please.
Yeah, Khan, please zoom in. We have cost management. First of all, we decide the budget, and then there are 5 items that we do in budget. It's the rough estimation, the definite estimation, management and reserve, plus cost baseline, the cost variance, that is plus earned value and actual cost, in which there are three ways, and that is positive under budget, negative under budget, or on budget, that is level to the budget. There is one more thing, that the CPI, it's a formula of to evaluate, it's earned value divided by actual cost. Moving to the next, can we go to the risk, Liaquat?
Yeah.
Okay, risk is something that is that can be positive, negative, and that have a response. That is usually also risk is also that can be positive or negative. Then we have to first identify the risk. That is the attributes of the risk. Identify, analyze. The analyze techniques have 2 ways: quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis. In quantitative analysis, there is a probability and impacts matrix. And in quantitative analysis, there's Monte Carlo matrix. Okay, after analysis, we prioritize the risk, and then there is a risk response, that is solutions. And then we monitor the risk and reports in risk registers. There is risk management plan. The next, we are moving to the cost management plan. There are four main points in the cost management plan: that the right time, the right person, the right information, and the right impact. Okay, cost management can be push, pull, or interactive. Push means we are going to email or send something, and pull is the sender wants to receive an email or a message. Interactive communication is a two-way communication. The next is scope. Can anybody want to go with the scope? Yakat?
Yeah,
please.
go with it.
Go with.
Okay, so basically, scope is basically the work that you have to perform in the project. Without the scope, there is nothing possible. So for making the scope, we need to have the scope management plan, and then which actually lays down everything, whatever is in the scope for a development team and for all the stakeholders that are actually connected with that. Then we have the scope baseline. So scope baseline, which consists of the scope statements and the WBS and the WBS dictionaries. So basically, WBS says like, what are the sub tasks that we have to perform and we have to lay down in our plan. So it goes like 1.1, 1.2, which is like WBS. And then we will make sure that the dictionary lays down what does it mean for everyone. Then we have the other one, the resource MP and team. Someone wants to go for that one?
Continue, Yakat, you can continue.
Okay, so with the resource, we have four types: so money, machinery, and the material and manpower. And the most important for the resource management is the Tuckman letter. So forming is the first stage when team is being formed and the project manager is assisting everyone to gel in together. And the storming is where he actually hears everyone's voice, like whatever they are talking, what they have, the impediments, whatever the issues they have. So once the team resolves those things, then they start moving up to the letter on the graph is basically norming thing. When things started getting normal, but it's not like perfect, but still, things are moving fine. But when they reach to the level of perfection, then it's going to be the performing part where team is doing extraordinary work and everyone doing up to the potential. And the last part is the adjourning part when things get finished, and then we move back to the forming part for the new project. And then for the resources, we have another part is the resource calendar, where we manage the resource calendar stuff, resource training and coaching if there's any team required. In the team charter, RSCI is basically whoever assigned to what responsibilities. So in every step, there are some responsibilities for development team, project managers. So we actually lay down things on the RSCI document. And the rewards and recognition, role of leadership, and the ground rules defined in the resource. And then we have the other part is with integration management plan, which requires change management. So for example, if we have released something and now we want to bring something new, it comes with the change management plan. And through this, we control the versioning controls. So it could be, small version controls or major version controlling, and the configuration management, because there are some factors where you don't need to change anything to the core, but in software development part, where we just do things with the configuration management and the role of CCB, where that approves those configuration management parts. And then you always have to lay down the reasons for changes. And then the second part is like how to handle the change. So, you have to lay down all those plans in those integration management plan. And then we have schedule. Does someone wants to go on the schedule management plan?
Okay, I'll do. So in the schedule, we have to, we have the WBS already. Now we are subdividing it into one package. So we have 4 type of activity list: finish to start, start to start, start to finish, and finish to finish. Then we have few attributes here: overlapping, lags, then dependent, and discretions. Then we further go to the milestones, where we set the duration, We have different techniques to set the duration. We have the parametric technique, the bottom up, and 3-point estimation. If we want to compress the schedule, then we have a fast tracking and crashing of the schedule. So this about the schedule. And can you go up to the quality management plan, Liaquat, please? Yeah, a little bit more up. Yes. So in quality management, we have quality planning, we have quality control, and we have audit. So when we are planning the quality, we do the benchmarking, we set the standards, which standards we are going to use. Either we will meet or exceed the standards. We set the procedure and policies. We set the cost of the quality. In cost of quality, we have cost of conformance, which is framing, which is appraisals, and some kind of testing, which we can do, non-destructive testing. Then we have cost of non-conformity, which is failure cost and the warranty cost. In quality control, when the product is in it's manufactured, it's done, then we have to monitor those. We have checklists, we have charts, we have sampling techniques. We have listed down here 5-6 techniques. One is the statistical sampling, random sampling, scatter diagram, histogram, and then based on our evaluation, we perform the root cause analysis. We only listed down the two main techniques, fishbone and 5 wires. And then we have also, we can see that which problems are
So when
creating.
time's up, then time's up. When time's up, then time's up. Yeah. So guys, first of all, I really loved the exercise. So let's not nominate your own group. If you rate group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you cannot vote your group, which group do you think did the best job? Please turn your videos on, guys. Please turn your videos on. What do you think? Which group did the best job? One. Put in the chat box, Paratik. In my point of view, every single group did the best job. I loved the way every single person give the best of their abilities, and that's what I believe. If what you are doing is the best of your abilities, that's it. Not everything has to be race. No, no, no. PMP exam is not race with anyone, it's race with yourself. That's it. PMP exam is just race with yourself. And a little bit with the time management. Daniel, I understand you are enjoying group 4, but we have to follow rules. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this exercise. I hope what I promised, that once you do that, you will get the 5-time revision and you would love it. I hope you did it. Right? So now comes the most important thing. Please get back to your work. Topics, mind map, question answers, and RCA. Tomorrow will be PMP marathon. Since you are my students, I will share you the link. It will be 8 p.m. to 12, 4-hour question answer session. Actually, 60 question answers, and it will be interesting exercise. Okay. Amaya, maybe you will not enjoy that one that much because you will be new, but I do recommend maybe come for like 10 to 15 minutes, at least see how the questions are solved. Right? So, guys, tomorrow 8 p.m., not 7, 8 p.m. UA time, 60 question answers made by certified PMPs. So that is the best thing that can be near to the exam. I really see that all of you becoming certified PMP. I really loved the entire batch, the entire 5 days. Please try to fill your application by tomorrow. If you have any clarification, any question you need to ask me, feel free to reach me. I would love to share that and see you tomorrow. Please be prepared. Tomorrow's questions will be interesting. G, anyone, any question? With that, see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. UA time. That becomes 9 p.m. Pakistan time, 9:30 India time, 7 p.m. Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar time, 8 p.m. Oman time. Okay, and I guess 12 EST, something like that. EST people, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Daniel.
Amit, we have to share the screenshot of the application to you before confirming.
No, if you need any of my help from the experience, you can ask me. Otherwise, what I have guided you, that is more than enough. Okay. So if you need any,
Okay. Just
but
want to ask this.
once you fill the application, just share in that group to motivate the group. Okay. Guys, even after filling the application, you have 1 year to give the exam, and you are not paying them. I will tell you when to pay. Okay. And with that, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Sat Sri Akal. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. And to those beautiful people who are watching me online, thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you still haven't registered for the PMP marathon, register it. And with that, best of luck and be the best version of you. Bye-bye.
Adnan. And here we have my 1000